G'day, welcome to my video. Today I'll be working on my lawnmower project. I hope to drop it and paint it nice white colour and make it all fancy. So here I'll just show you my plans. You've got the tops, the original, then you've got the concept, and then that's what I'm hoping the finished product to be looking like at the bottom. I'm going to be putting a tractor front on it, an old Ellis Chalmers one. It's a Johnserd lawnmower, and here are the panels that I'm going to be using. Need a bit of work, but they'll be right anyway. So what I want to do is I want to drop it. I want to upgrade the front and back suspension. I want to poly swap it, or maybe even chain swap it. Anyway, here's the shock absorbers. I need 4 of them, so I'm going to take these 4 yellow ones. I think it was I can't remember what sock it was, but it wasn't a huge one. Sorry for the camera angles, I couldn't really hold my phone at the same time. But here you see me taking off the first bolt. It come off no issue. The second one had a wee bit of resistance, but it worked. I sprayed a wee bit of CRC on it, as you'll see, and then got it off. The second one was a bit more precarious because I had to make sure that the bike didn't drop on anything when the suspension was pulled out. As you can see here, it's now been slammed. But yeah, I've got those 2 shocks out, and I've got those bolts in a Ziploc bag. Here I've got to adjust the bikes because there's about 8 bikes on one trailer and not much room. Anyway, the third shock absorber came out alright. Now I'm on the last one, and it was covered in grease and oil, so that was a little bit of a project. Anyway, got them all out, and yeah, I can go back and start working on the rest of the mower. So I'm going to be replacing the seat with the tractor seat, the tractor seat. Just thought I'd start it up quickly for you and drive it a wee bit. But yeah, she runs good. The reason it didn't start up straight away is because it didn't have the choke on. But yeah, here's the engine, and it's I think it's about 18 or something horsepower. It's not huge, but it's not tiniest. It'll go good when I poly swap that. Now under the mower, you see the front pulleys and the back pulleys. I'm going to weld the diff as well, make it so it's got better. It's actually not 1-wheel drive, it's 2-wheel drive. Now I'll take the bonnet off and test fit the panels. Looks alright, get a stool, and I'm away for a bit getting a hammer, and I'm straightening it out. The bonnet, it's got a few dents and things in it here and there. I spent about 10 minutes on that all up. It's decently straight. This side's pretty good, but the other side's not really at all. It's a bit munted. Anyway, more work to be done on that, more time in the future. Now I'll start working on, well, I think I did more. It's about an 08 model mower, I think, to 2010. But yeah, it's a Johnserd LT2216 or 18 CMA, powered by Briggs & Stratton. And it's a pretty good mower. Now I'm taking all the weed netting stuff off the grill because it's a bit munted and it's just cracked and worn and rubbish. So that's all done. I straightened that out a bit and started sanding it up. Here's a picture of how I mocked it up the day before, and here's another one. Anyway, that's that, and on to the next bit. Well, I was sanding for probably 15 minutes and I got about 25 seconds of footage, and not very far with the sanding. It'll come up in a minute how much I've done, but yeah, my fingers got a bit tired back there, so I went and got a bit of wood and chucked it in for a sanding block. And yeah, it's coming up nice. The metal's really soft and quite warm at the moment, so but yeah, that's about as much as I did, and that's about the speed I was going, and yeah. I did about another maybe 8 or 10 minutes on it, and I probably doubled the amount I'd done already. Just technique was a bit better or something, I don't know. But yeah, This time I got about 32 seconds or something, 30 seconds of footage, which is weird. Maybe it was slowed down a bit or something. But yeah, it's coming up nicely. It's not to a point where I'd like to paint it like the stuff that I have done. There's probably none of it I would actually consider painting. Yeah, that's what it looks like now. Well, it's a new day, and I've made a few alterations. I'm gonna front suspension. I think it was about 200, maybe 200 mil. I can't remember, but this is that. I'm gonna do torsion bar set up on the back, and I'll start on that soon. So here's the mower again. I've got the jack here. So I'm gonna jack the back end up, pull the wheels off. I'm going to pull out the back diff, and then I'm going to go up the hill and grab some steel. But first, I am going to I'm going to jack it up, and I'm going to have to take quite a few components off, quite a few wee brackets and bolts, and I've got to take a belt off, and yeah, just get it all going. Anyway, so here I'm jacking it up and take the wheels off. There's not actually any bolts holding the wheels in, it's more just clips. I don't know what they're called, but I got the wheels off. I'll just block it up and stack the wheels. I've got these suspension, the shocks here, and I'll chuck them on soon. But here are the bits that they use to hold them on. There's a wee clip that goes in front of those two washers, and there's a wee rectangular bit that goes in the wheels, locking them in. There's quite a bit of crap on these mounts, so I'm going to drop it and put two bars in there on either bearings or bushings, and they'll act as torsion bars to take some impact, and then on top of the torsion bars I'll have that at the back as a cushioner or a shock absorber. It's going to be quite tight to do, so I might have to cut the frame a wee bit. I'm going to reinforce it, but here I'm starting to take this back panel I'll take off, and that gets me into the back diff. Now I've got to take the belt off, so I'll loosen a few pulleys and get the belt off. Not in great view, sorry, but yeah, I got the belt off, then I started taking off some of the mounts and stuff, and it was all going good. Yeah. Here I've got it half off, just need to take one more thing out, got it out. Sorry I'm not on camera for a bit, I'm just sort of getting it to look like this. So here you can see, I'll just put it on the side. That's how it's meant to be, and I'm going to run a shock absorber on top of the axle, like that, and then going forward from there, there'll be a bar, and this will be on each side, and that's called a torsion bar setup. Don't know why it's called that, but yeah, I need to make a mount, and then I need to make the bars, so I'll be welding that up later. Now I've started to take these wee mount bracket things out for the axle. I'm going to reuse them as mounts for the new suspension, and it took a wee bit to get this one out because of the battery placement. I'm going to move the battery to above the axle, and have it so I can actually strap it in. I might even upgrade it, I don't know yet, but it's not staying there. Then I went away and got this old chicken gate thing, and I'm going to cut it up and use it for the suspension. It's probably 1 inch box steel, I don't know, I have to check it, but it's good solid steel. It's a wee bit dirty, so I'm going to clean it up. And then these are the brackets I took off. They're upside down. My dumb ass decided to put them like that. But then I'm gonna either weld or bolt on top of that the torsion bar, which is what I've got here. And then on top of that, I'm gonna weld a mount and that's where the spring will go, the shock absorber will go. So I did some off camera, didn't do much, but I took out the accelerator thing and put it back in. Didn't work, so I put that back plate. So, and now I'm gonna actually have to probably widen the axle because the torsion bar is gonna be too wide. So here I've got them on here. I've got them on the wee table bench jack thing. So I'm gonna have to widen it probably an inch or so. So now I've got these. I've got the wee clips out, and now there's these wee. I don't know what they're called. I know what they are. I haven't got the tool with me, but it's like a wee clip that expands, and don't have the tool with me, so I'm gonna have to go on to do something else for a wee bit. But yeah, I might go have some lunch and come back to it. Right, so here I'm starting to split the diff. This was, I don't want to talk about this really, it was a pain in the ass. Issue after issue, I had a bolt snap, I had a washer I left out. When I finally got it split, I tipped all the gears into the tub I was draining the oil in because I'm smart. Just a big muck around. My phone kept falling over when I was recording too because the bloody wind. Anyway, this is where I messed up. As you'll see I've got it all, everything's going good here. So, and I've tipped it all out. Right now, here's the two halves, and I start putting it together. I decided to get some gloves on because it all started falling apart at the seams. But yeah, so I had to completely teach myself how the diff went together. No reference point whatsoever. All things considered, even though it took me about 3 hours, it went pretty well. Here's just putting the main gearing in and figuring out how it all goes together. Deciding to swap halves because that's going to be easier. Right now I've got it all seated. Oh no, something's wrong. Whoops. Oh, you'll see quite a bit of this. But you get it all tightened down and torqued down, and that's when a bolt snapped. Then, what happened then? Yeah, I had a washer that I forgot, so I put that all back together, and I've got it better in this time because it was. Oh, I did have it clamped in this time. I just poked one of the axles through a hole in the bench. Then I started putting all this back together, and I realised that it's wrong. So I had to take it all apart again, and now I think, now I've got it all sorted. Just talking it all down, putting it all together again. This bit took me a good while because I had some issues with actually not remembering how it all went together, so I had to go on my phone and look through quite a bit of it. So there's quite a bit of this process missing. It probably took me an extra half hour. This is going to towards the end. See that wee black bit there, that's not actually going to be on there. I'll figure that out later. But yeah, here we've got all it's all assembled properly now. That's basically good to go back on. On to the next bit. Here I'm starting fabrication of the back portion of the bar. I'm going to use this box section. I'm thinking about I didn't end up using it for the mounts for the shocks. But yeah, I've got this on gate. This gate is thing to cut up. That's just how the shocks are going to go on. And yeah, so it's all coming together pretty good. So I'm just cutting a wee bit box section up, getting it all cut to how I need it. Phone's dropped down again, big surprise. Stupid wind. My toolbox fell apart completely, so I swapped that out for an old one in the workshop. A lot of going back and forth, trying to figure out how I need everything. Oh, phone's falling over again. This is a nice view. But yeah, starting to weld now. I actually did pretty well with the welding today. Got that wee bit of support welded up, cut out some wee brackets for the
shock bracket. Oh, fallen over again, big surprise. Start welding this was a hell of a thing to weld. But yeah, this is just some random photos. This is the diff when I built it all out. This is how it actually goes back together, except for one little clip that was back to front. This is how I actually put all the assembly for the springs back together. This is it properly together, and here's just a few photos of the welds. This one, not too pleased about. It's alright. This one, pretty pleased about. Anyway, that'll do for the first video on this series. Cheers for watching. I hope to see you in the next one.